saying supervised classification, and it's taking all of the pixels in that composite band now and giving me a new raster data set, and it shows that it did run unsupervised. So it's just a way of clumping liked reflectance together to start doing it. Now, if I was going to do the next step, I'd come in here and take these individuals and name them, either say, I know that this bright pink one down here, that's water. And I could come in and say, oh, let's change that to water instead of 1. Any questions? No? Go ahead and take your, no? All right, I'm going to go on. Yes? I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint from the current slide. So I said you can mosaic images seamlessly. So if I had brought in 4 different images, invariably my study area would probably encompass at least 2 and possibly 4 of those different image areas. I can now use a mosaic tool to instantly, seamlessly join them together. I can use the other tools so that I can color correct them, color map them so that they are consistent. So I can bring it in. This happens to be the interface for the USGS Global Visualization Viewer that I'm showing here. You can see where you can get your dates and the locations of your data and download them. Be aware that they're fairly large files, so make sure you have enough time, bandwidth, and storage space. I can take those images though, once I've clipped out the parts I want, I can mosaic them together to have one image for my study area. I mentioned a new data type, and this is like a TIN or a raster. It's actually a schema within a geodatabase. And what it does is it doesn't bring in and create a new raster data set. It points to the data sets that you have, and it creates a footprint of your entire data sets, a boundary and seam lines, and shows you, you can set options as to, you know, what do you want to be on top, the most current, the cloudless, or whatever. But it's just one way to manage your remote sense data or your raster images. If you want to read more about this, there's an article in ArcUser magazine. There's help files on it, and I think it's going to be really useful if you're going to be doing a lot of images and want to be able to access them easily. This is just that classification toolbar. Again, it was easy to add, just right-clicked on it. I can do unsupervised or supervised. I took the unsupervised, the ISO cluster unsupervised classification. I just let the computer do whatever it wanted and put them into 15 classes. One way this can be used then is to do change detection. So here I've got my 1988 and my 2009 images, and I've classified them into 10 classes. And I can now use, and yes, the raster calculator is back and is there. I can now use the raster calculator to take these two and look at where things have changed. And the output of this particular operation that I chose, and you can do different things, is it shows those places that had either high change, elevated, or low. But the yellow parts are things that essentially remained unchanged. ArcGIS 10 versus other professional remote sensing software. I think if you're going to do basic introductory level remote sensing from awareness to basic analysis, ArcGIS 10 is going to have the functionality you need. If you have students that are going to go into the professional use of remote sensing, though, they should have on their resume other software. So the professional grade, NV, and others.